Hello, my friends. Thanks for coming. Today, I want to talk about the two polarities of manifestation, which are, in my mind, self blame and the positive side of lifting your frequency through happy emotions, taking a walk, even just drawing in the frequency of healing. But I think we get hung up a lot in self blame. And I'll tell you why. Because I had this recently. The reason that I haven't been on for a while is that we had two deaths in the family, and I had a medical meltdown, a heart, um, a cardiac event. Let's call it that. A little bump in the road. I'm going to be fine. And as I know, the rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis is the inward working of my outward stress into my body. And I accept that. I accept the responsibility for that. But then what do you do with it, right? You blame yourself, you feel ashamed that there was something so wrong with you that you got cancer, that you got two kinds of arthritis, that you had a heart um, challenge. All right, so what do we do with it's like two sides of the same coin. Blaming ourselves because we're not manifesting right the way that we've been trying to in life. And so the short answer to what we do with self blame is to feel it, take responsibility, understand it, and forgive ourselves for blaming ourselves. Because I can't change the stress of the past. I can only draw in the frequency of healing, the frequency of happiness in whatever way I can, the frequency of loving complete strangers, whether they are trees, insects, animals, birds. To stay in love changes your frequency. And I've been noticing an awful lot of synchronicity lately in my life. And to become aware of it. The other day, we had some roof repairs on our barn, and they were two really interesting men. One was an older Italian, older, I should say, mature, father of four, very good physical condition. Um, and the other one was a very shy, reserved young man who intrigued me a lot. And so, as they were finishing the job, the young man's name was Santana. How cool is that, right? And he says his mother was a big Santana fan. And so she named him after the artist. Well, Santana, I had to draw out a little bit by, um, I was just really drawn to him. And somehow in the conversation, and this seems really personal, but it all evolved in a very interesting way. He said that his mother had died 2, 3 years ago. And of course I said I was sorry. And I said, are you thinking of her in her happiest moments? Healthy, whole, young, vibrant, remembering times when you celebrated life and love with each other. And he said, very much so. And that gave me a clue that this young man had thought about what he thought about, right? That he was self aware enough to think about his thoughts. And then I said, you know, recently I've had some difficult things to deal with, and we can think, okay, that happened, and how can I bring love and light into this situation? Or we can feel sorry for ourselves and blame ourselves. And of course, we need to feel what we feel. We need to grieve. I'm not saying not to grieve. Obviously, we need to do that. As mammals, all mammals grieve. But to understand that our thoughts, and he got that right away. And then he started to get a little more interested in the conversation. Well, as it turned out, I asked him what his mother's name was, and he told me. But as I looked at him, and he didn't flinch from my really seeing him, I know she was looking at him through my eyes. I know she was really close. So I gave him one of my books, and I hope he reaches out to me if he never does. I think this is a really very spiritually evolved young man, as so many are that are coming in. And so these spiritually advanced young people are going to push the needle of evolution of humanity on this planet in the positive direction. And that's something that we can all be happy about. But on a personal level, when we spend 6 hours in the emergency room over what, we think that, I think, that I should be managing my frequencies well enough to not have things like that happen, right? Um, the concept of blame and shame came up again for me. And especially as you get older and experience limitations, you really have to choose between shame/blame and self-forgiveness and acceptance and self-responsibility. So that's what's been going on in my life. I would like to know if any of these themes are happening for you. And until I see you again, my friends, if anybody comes anymore, because I haven't been here in a while, and so I'm not even sure how to do this anymore, please be well and please be blessed. Thanks for coming.